Good morning, it's Coach Christine here, and today's blog post is learning how to check and practice reading comprehension skills. Reading and comprehension skills are two totally different skill sets. You can read and you can comprehend, but they use two different parts of the brain, so they are not actually connected, unlike what the schools like to believe. However, this hope is really untrue, and it is especially untrue if your child has learned to read through a phonetic program. And that's because phonics has you read word letter for letter or letter set by letter set instead of the whole word or getting the whole big picture. It's like seeing a tree, but you can't see the forest. So what we need to do is be able to see different, to learn a different skill set. And you have to be able to learn to read quickly and see. And when you read quickly, you can see the whole thing. You can go check your own reading skill as well as your child's online. There's a lot of different tests, especially for adults. I find the one on the Wall Street Journal is a really accurate one. I, for one, can read over 1,000 words per minute and have a 99% comprehension rate because I'm looking at several blocks at one time. So how do you get to do that? The first thing you want to do is get them to start training their eye to flow with the paper. And the best way to do that is take a blank piece of paper. I tend to use an index card because they make good bookmarks, but you can use a bookmark, an envelope, a piece of paper. It doesn't really matter. And cover from the top and go down as they read. And why you want to do at the top is because it flows. It has their eyes can see everything they haven't read yet. By doing it the way most schools teach, that you cover underneath, now you have to stop, then readjust, and stop again. Where good readers, people who have the best comprehension, are reading sections of the page at one time. If you can look outside your window and see that there's a tree, a horse, a car, all at one time, you can do that with a book as well. It's just about training your brain. But we want to start with a couple words at a time. So the next thing to make sure that they're understanding and that they're just not looking at the words, that they're really truly understanding and remembering what they read, is to stop at the end of a paragraph and ask them a question for them to answer. This says, okay, stop, I've read it, and now I'm going to review it. And then by reviewing it real quickly, it will help stay in your brain. How many times in college did you read 3, 4, or even more pages and you go, what did I just read? And you have to go back and do it again. We've all done it because you're just looking at the words, but they're not sticking into your brain. So that's why you want to stop. The next thing I would like you to do is for you to take turns reading with your child. So they read a paragraph and you ask them a question. And then you read a paragraph and they ask you a question. Now a lot of people go, oh my goodness, they're supposed to be reading. Now you're doing their homework for them. You're not doing their homework. First of all, we learn through mimicking by copying what other people are doing. If they're reading out loud, they're not seeing and hearing how it should flow. How are they ever going to learn that on their own? Kids are geniuses, and there's a lot that pick it up by themselves. But most do so much better if they hear someone who's very good at it reading out loud. Is also another benefit to this is it helps with their verbal comprehension, which is again different than their reading comprehension. If they're going to go to college or listen to lectures for any amount, this is a really good way for them to practice that skill as well. Now, having them ask you a question is really difficult for almost every child that I have worked with. So what I start with that is make it very easy. Take the last sentence you read and have them turn it into a question. Once they start doing that, then I cover up the page and say, okay, now ask me something about what I read altogether. And we're going to build up on that. So you're going to, again, start with a paragraph or less if you need to, and then move on so that you're reading a whole page before you're stopping and summarizing or asking a question. I like the question parts because then you're interacting with your child But eventually they want to go to asking either themselves a question or doing a short little summary of what I just read. And that will help them, as well as you, become better at comprehension. Thanks a lot for watching this blog video, and have a fantastic day.